How's it going, everyone? Welcome. Happy Friday. Wow, it's been a few days. It's been at least 3 days since I've streamed, maybe 2.5. That's a long time. Last week was Hex Week. Busted out 5 streams last week. Boom. 28. I calculated 28.6 hours. I want to say something like that. Some large number. And no, that was super cool to see the community come together. They tend to come together every once in a while on things such as mega marketing as well, and all kinds of fun stuff. I think in quote 2 more weeks there'll be some exciting stuff, and hopefully we could just keep compounding the exciting stuff. We'll keep getting more exciting stuff. Maybe the green candles will come at some point, and it'll be very easy to talk about, promote, deep dive, be happy and optimistic about the PulseChain.com. You guys been waiting a while, and I don't know. Everyone seems to think they're in this. They're the only ones that have been wanting to have some fun stuff happen every once in a while. You're not alone as far as that goes. So I think we're on the precipice of something really, really fun. And got Crispy Man here to talk about it today. We're gonna go through, get all your questions in the chat. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. If you are uninformed about the mega marketing effort happening, you will be more informed today, I have a feeling. So welcome back to the show. Crispy Man, how's it going, Hexfire?
And now, I was just looking at Vishal's post, kind of in your chat, the very last one. Maybe if we all start hoping for red candles, we'll get green ones. Yeah, sometimes that's how it works. Hey, just pretend the red candles are green candles, man.
Is that you can do that on the charts? You can flip them. That's the thing.
Yeah, the secret there, I think for me, is I do need to kind of like ignore candles, because you know what the problem is with candles? They're turning red, they're turning green. You're looking at the 5 minute, you're looking at the hour, you're looking even at the day, and if you just zoom out, it's a whole different story. And then also zooming out and looking at things in terms of pulse, or like super different view than moment to moment. Because man, those sometimes, I don't know if other people notice this, right? But sometimes whatever token it is you're loving on, it's flipping colors, not based on any trading on it, right? It's because the AMMs are priced based on other tokens, right? And so it transmits the price without action at times, right? And then obviously you see these things pop green on no volume, or you'll see something pop red with more buy volume than sell, right? Anyways, my point is, yeah, it's good to take a step back.
I'm very happy to not know anything about the price most of the time. I think there's a time, I've said this before, there's a time when I will look at the price more often. And this is the season of not looking at the price very often. And it's been like that for a while. When I start seeing 50K, 200 mil clips going into PLS, maybe I'll start looking at the charts. But other than that, I'm so happy that I'm not interested in what the price is day to day. I know there's a lot of people out there who like to look at it for one reason or another. And if you're making, when I look at the price, when I'm buying, when I'm selling, or if I have some sort of leverage position that I need to maintain. Other than that, why do I care? That's like my philosophy with it. And Hex was created so you don't have to trade. Boom. But PulseChain is bigger now. Got more than Hex.
But what do you do the other 364 days of the year?
Man? A stream, bro.
That's the problem. Well, that I think you do, but I mean that's the problem. People got they want to click some buttons. Man.
You got to find something. There's things you could find to do to healthily distract yourself that isn't clicking buttons, or at least clicking the buttons that move money around based on whatever you're feeling or whatever signal you got for the day. And again, there's plenty of great traders out there who make a lot of money doing this, and they do their thing. 99% of people I'm willing to wager are not that. However, they want to believe that, or they want to, follow someone, or they want to, they get groups or otherwise, and wish you all the best of luck. But that is not something I want on my mind day-to-day basis. That's how I can stream. That's how I can work on projects, have enough energy to go live life and go do things that don't have anything to do with the price chart. It's feels amazing, man. I like it. So, and I think it's harder in the red candle markets and stuff too, where green candle, you're like, oh yeah, look at the price chart or not. Who cares? It's probably going to go up in next week after it dumps. But if you bear for a while, you're kind of like, you give me something. But I don't know. I don't need it. I'm glad. I don't need to see that all the time.
Well, I'll tell you what I like to get. What gets me most excited right now are things like when I'm working on crispy nugget type stuff, where they're ideas about things and kind of delving, getting deeper into some of the protocols and tokens have been launched, and because I like trying to figure that stuff out, right? The strategy. So those have been good things, but the other thing is, I'm working on this whole story, crypto story project. I have much more fun and enjoyment and satisfaction trying to do that and coming up with stories than than focusing on crypto and charts. That's for sure.
As soon as the green candles come, I think we'll both be like, yeah, look at the chart. The charts are good. Charts are good. I look at the charts. I feel better than I did when I looked at the charts before. But it ain't that time right now, from what I understand. Every time I know the price moves when I see some Pulse tweet about ink went up 11.8% or hex went down 10%. That's literally my looking at the charts. I accidentally come across the price every once in a while. Like if I go to GoPulse or if I go to plscharts.com, I accidentally I'll like scroll down for a moment. Oh, okay. Right. But I have like no emotional response to even seeing the prices because they're not up and to the right a lot. So why would I? I don't have any streams I can be like, oh my God, Hex went up 108%. Like so why do I mind?
Well, it did go up 108% recently.
I did one stream. I literally in this last 6 months, I can think of one stream I did where I think it was like Hex went up 3x or Hex went up 132%. And that was a month or so ago. I look forward to many more of those, but there's not too many in this environment. However, there may be if mega marketing succeeds.
Well, it depends what you're talking about, right? And as far as go up, yeah, this is what it is, right? Our minds are, it's hard for us to get our heads around stuff. Like this is really long time frame stuff. And, sometimes you're waiting 6 months, 8 months, 12 months between what you would consider to be positive events, right? But if hindsight's 2020, right? So I go back, look at the charts and be like, wow, I could have bought Bitcoin on this day and now I'm up 6x. And I could have bought Ethereum on that day and be up 5x. And I could do the same for both X and PX, Pulse, all of our assets. I mean, they've all had different bottoms and different tops. But that's kind of like the road to trading in the short term. But on the longer time frames, I think this is a lot of things that a lot of trouble that people have is trying to get their heads around the idea that number one, it's okay to take profits, number one. And number two, it's your job to take profits. And the reason it's your job to take profits is because otherwise you have no funds at the bottom to support. And, and that's a really hard concept. And I'd get some arguments right away from people. No. But, if everybody's just buying, and then they run out of steam because they bought on the way up and they never take profits, who supports the chain? You're always relying on somebody else to support, when the price goes down. And man, probably not a good conversation to get into today, but it's just my recollection of it,
Yeah. Well, I hope when, after the clear run and people are taking profits and a lot of people want to keep money in PulseChain to earn yield stuff over time or loans or whatever it is that they can advance stuff that they want to do to keep money around the chain to still earn over time, no matter the market condition. I hope the tools and stuff are ready and plenty of people have much, because now it's like every new project that comes out, it's like, oh, is it audited? Okay. Is it new? Did the founders have any track record? Very much skeptical of any new thing coming out, very much suspicious. And when you see rug pulls and you see exploits and stuff, happen pretty regularly, it's like, no wonder people are skeptical of new stuff. And it's like, you're down, the charts are down, the price is down, sentiment's down. And now it's like, oh, you want me to take my core coins or you want me to take Oh, don't, it's always, don't put your core coins into it. Take in fresh capital. What fresh capital? Don't have it. It's like this whole cycle of, that we haven't got a lot of, like, I'm excited when we have more wins to build upon. So everyone is excited for new DeFi protocols. Everyone's excited to try out new things. And it's not it doesn't feel so risky anymore.
Yeah.
You still should be suspicious and ask good questions and all that, but it doesn't feel like this instinct of rejection instead of like the other way around. And hopefully people build good stuff that builds that, that track record and stuff as well.
Right. Well, I think you're seeing a lot of tools being built now, and a lot of them already have been built and are in operation. Which ones will survive? Don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I mean, you're going to see more of it. I'm pretty bullish on the future.
Yeah, I think we'll see a lot of great stuff built on PulseChain and succeed. Real quick on sentiment, it reminded me of this. I had a reply to Showgate's post earlier about how we fix the negative sentiment. My first instinct on this was like, there's no fixing what people think. There's no, like the way I look at it is, yeah, of course, would it be nice for the whole community to be more positive about the chain and onboarding and efforts and stuff happening. But it's always, maybe it's just like this mindfulness thing that it comes to mind too. But it's like, people are going to think what they think. And it's not up to, me, for example, to try to make everyone feel good and everyone be good. Like, what everyone feels is their own thing. But I think the inspiration part, that's what I really try. I think it's pretty effective, is like leading by example, inspiring people by example, believing by example, like that kind of thing can really spread. Not as only is it optimistic, but it can show people there are people out there who, again, aren't willing to give up, who are gonna win, who, just keep, no matter what the market situation is, keep putting out content, keep putting out, positive vibes, keep doing, participating in community efforts, like whatever it is. So I think inspiration by example is an important one here. Otherwise, there's always block button. I never used to use the block button, but however, I have came around to the blockeroni, and it is sometimes necessary for me to have more peace rather than seeing every random disagreement out there that isn't constructive. I've had more than at least 10 debates, and I love having constructive conversation. But if it's not constructive, I'm just not interested. And thankfully, there's a feature on platforms such as X to give you a break from things you aren't interested in engaging with. So hopefully everyone out there, inspiration by example. I guess that's the point on that one. Chris, we're still talking about Hex. You make Hex videos still. You are an elite crowd. Like that is rare. You know how rare that is?
Well, I don't talk about only Hex, but yeah, I did. This is my primary, right?
Yeah, no.
Because
exactly.
I still
I'm saying just the fact that you still do like shows, or you still talk about Hex stats, like that is very rare. Like, yeah, you talk about other coins too, but like just mentioning Hex and talking about how bullish you are in Hex is like not a common thing these days. It's very strange.
No, it's not the common thing, but I do think it's the contrary thing, and particularly the staking. And I think that I'm right. So I think that in the long run, what's going to end up happening is people are going to be like, I'm really, really sorry that I didn't continue my staking ladder because I faltered. But I can't prove it to anybody. So, because it's all based on, the chain, other than the belief that the chain will be here and that crypto goes up into the right and more people are coming, and therefore there's going to be more value stored and therefore there'll be higher prices. What else can I tell you? I can't point to it's already happened. It hasn't happened, right? So it's an ongoing battle. But what's super bullish for me is that, I know I'm only one of 100 people who do Quattro Cincos, maybe 200.
The 5th is coming up. Quattro Cinco Day. Happy Hex 555 Day. I made it up last month, and I'm going to talk about it again. I'm going to keep talking about it every 5th day of the month. Feel free to make a Hex stake. Feels pretty good. One other thing I wanted to cover before we move on. Great post by Showcase, by the way. Always fun, engaging conversation there. I just finished clipping so many Hex videos from the Hex week. And surprise, every day in September, there's a Hex video coming out. So if you are subscribed or otherwise see my videos, every September, be some kind of Hex related video coming out every single day. Inspired by example, Crispy. Let's go. Let's go. That took a long time to clip those and schedule. I didn't clip everything. I clipped probably like 80% of the event. But
I was wondering what was
scheduling
going
those.
on. I just kept getting all these notifications from you. I was
Did
like,
you
what's
participate
going
in
on?
Hex week?
Yeah,
You participate in Hex week?
but I keep getting all these notifications. And I'm like, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? It still looks like the same thing. But
you said very many smart thing, so that's why you got the clips. Get the clipperoni.
Clipperoonies.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Where do you want to start with mega marketing? Where do you want to start? And I know you on the channel, you did a few streams and stuff explaining the different things about it. What do you, for people who are just like, there's vans, like there's 200,000 devices thing. What is going on? What am I to expect? What should I like? I'm sure the chat's going to probably have some questions from time to time too, but like, what is like the basic summary of like what is going on right now? And then we can go in a few different areas from that. But like, what do people need to know?
Mm-hmm. Well, if people are like me, they heard about this marketing effort, probably from a tweet from Richard. And even if you're like super polite, you might have been scratching your head and going, what the hell? What is this? What is he talking about? You even see in the chat, there's already somebody who posted a couple things about postcards and all this, right? So I think at first it hits us in the community like, what is this? Does this make any sense? Well, that led me to, hey, let me go say why not, and let me go dig into it and find out exactly what it is he's talking about. And I didn't know the item, right? But I was able to reverse engineer, right, and come up with why this would be a good thing. And yeah, lo and behold, the more I talk to the AI, the more I do the research, the more it says that probably the best marketing we could ever do is to buy a small electronic device and mail it to a select group of people, right? And so from a marketing perspective, where potentially there could be millions, but we know there's at least one container on land with 200,000 of these things, has the potential to reach 4 to 10,000 people each one, and to convert them in that way, because this type of marketing has a very high conversion rate, something like between 2 and 7%. Nobody knows for sure what it'll be. And so, like, all of a sudden, you're like, if you start thinking about this, you're like, well, this thing is going to get into the hands of 200,000 households. They're going to tell some friends. Each household has a couple people. That's 400,000 people in the households. Maybe they tell another friend, another 2 friends. Now you get 800,000 people that know about it. The people that get it are going to keep it. That's part of the logic of this, right? That's what the product that they picked is something that people are going to keep. It's going to be branded by PulseChain. And so potentially 3 times a day, they're going to see this branded item that says PulseChain. And after 1,000 of these, maybe 1,000 to 2,000 over 2 years of these impressions, a lot of people are going to at least know the name PulseChain. And that can be translated in marketing terms into real dollars, where, perhaps each person that gets onboarded, they come in with $500. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but clearly everybody won't come in based on this stuff. But some of the numbers that I ran for an extended campaign bring us well over 100 million TVL, being added to PulseChain. So that's the big deal. The big deal here isn't that for you and me getting a device. The big deal is for all these people who have nothing to do with PulseChain, don't know anything about it, getting the device and then going and asking, what is PulseChain?
I could, is it fair to say there will be a call to action? Yeah, maybe on that. I don't think we talked much about that. What will be, so there's electronic device, going to be mailed out to people and they get it. What is that call to action? Like what would be good things that they get it and like, okay, cool, I have this thing, but what do I do with it? Like what does this mean?
So quite frequently with devices like this, They don't do a call to action. It is part of the whole thing. Getting the thing in the mail it sets it up as a gift rather than an advertisement. And so therefore there is no call to action other than brand familiarity and the fact that there's a way to go look up the brand. Now I could be wrong. I don't know what's coming in this. Maybe they're sending letters with them too. I don't know. I haven't gotten one. I haven't seen a picture. I don't know what they're actually doing. But for the product itself, that's what it is. It's really classifying this thing, and here's the return on classifying it as a gift. People generally will keep electronic devices like this that are usable twice as long as anything else that they get, and usually over 2 years. Like, meaning the lifespan of each one of these devices could be around 2 years in each person's home that gets it.
And why this came up the other day, shout out to What the Hex. I was listening to this yesterday, and great point by Steve from the PulseChain store too. And they all of them ripped on it for a little bit as well about why physical devices. Like, it is so easy to start a digital ad campaign. I mean, Richard, again, it's this Spam King stuff. Like, he knows how to do that stuff too. Like, why physical versus digital?
Did they answer that on the stream? Because I have an answer for it. But did they answer it?
I'm trying to think what they. I can't remember what the pros and cons was, what they said, but go ahead.
Yeah. So here's direct mail versus digital ad. I should probably show this on the screen. It'd be easier if we did this.
Okay.
I just want to make sure it's the right one to use. Yeah, let's do this.
Body's ready.
I'll share it with you. I have a couple streams. I've been streaming the last week or so on this topic and just getting additional streams out. We've been doing some AI narrated streams because some people don't like my voice, so I do that.
You've been doing the work?
So I'm doing the work behind the scenes.
You've been doing the work. I've heard that before. But I mean, you do the work. I've heard that.
Yep. Yeah, I'm doing the work, but I'm about wrapping it up though now, because I think that my approach to this initially is internal, but internal's moving pretty quick, right, and be done, right? Meaning there's only so much I can try to do to prepare people for what's coming out so they can get behind it and support it. And now it's not my job to do it, but I'm trying to do it. Try to get the information out. So maybe I've hit 10, 20,000 people now. They got a little bit of this information. And so at least they know what the hell the purpose was. Right? Because I told you when we started a few minutes ago, I'm like scratching my head. Why are we doing this? And I'm probably not the only one. So let's provide an answer. Why are we doing it? All right. These are why we're doing it. These types of reasons. So just kind of pass through this here. So the average response rate on direct mail is 4.4% versus ads, which ads I believe are less than 1%. So that's number one for why do the direct mail, 4.4%, right? I already mentioned that 80% or more of the people keep it. All right, here's the other one, the cost efficiency angle. $20 to $80 per click is what the cost is for a crypto ad. Man, that's damn expensive. So you're getting, you get the impression and you get the click, and you got to pay $20 to $80 for it, right? Versus, putting thousands of the devices into individuals' hands, and you don't have to pay for each click. They're getting 3 clicks a day, man. 1,000 a year, right? And so when you start talking about the scalability cost-wise, it's like a huge difference, right? And then the typical direct mail campaign returns about $4 for every dollar spent. So I don't know what the CVANs are costing, but let's just assume it's probably got to be $300,000 of a CVAN, right? So 4 times that. So every time they do a delivery, that's a potential of another 1.2 million potentially. I don't know the cost. People are asking for the cost because they don't know the device. If they had the cost, they might do a little bit of this marketing stuff. And so then the other point about it, this is another big giant point, is the way this is being done, you have to worry about Google decided they're not going to route it. Right? Deliveries to door to door.
That was the biggest thing when I thought about it too, which was there's no gatekeepers. Like, How much have we been gatekept? How much has PulseChain and Hex been gatekept by whatever platform you could say, YouTube censorship and X and like, just imagine sign up for ads at some place or do something. They're just like, yeah, we don't like you guys. It's like, that's, again, Richard's ethos is like, he wants to avoid getting gatekept. He wants, to be in control instead of being controlled type of thing. Like, when I think about it, it's totally, that direct marketing, direct mail, anything to get around gatekeepers makes complete sense there.
Yeah, it does, right? Because the people are going to get it in their hands. They don't even have to listen to any of the fudsters, right? I mean, eventually they'll get in front of
listen to the haters who get if any haters get the devices, that could be interesting to see.
Oh, I'm sure we're going to get some haters, man. That's what I'm saying. But
is this outrage marketing V2?
It's not outrage marketing, but invariably there's going to be people that are just going to be hating on it anyways. And then you're also going to have people that are going to second guess. You should have done the money with this. You should have done this. You should have done that. But it's not their money, and they can't really control that. And this is a marketing effort. And I'm saying that of all the different marketing efforts that he could have put together, this is probably the best one that could have ever been created. I mean, I just think it ticks all the boxes, man. And so that's why when we start going with this, it's going to get, I think it can be off the hook. Now, who knows? I don't know what's going to happen. But as an example, one of the case studies that comes up, you guys can look this up too. Go look at Dropbox and their approach. They were able to 39x, 40x their community in 15 months. Now, Dropbox is a different thing. It's older. A lot of people won't even know about it. But there was a time when we didn't have cloud storage, and then these cloud storage companies popped up. This was one of them. And all of a sudden, you had a place that you could do Dropbox, right? And, drag and click and drag, mega files, and be able to share them with different people. And they did a direct mail effort that got people in there. So
Dropbox, they sent people direct mail of devices or something, and they were successful with the campaign.
Oh, very successful. 40x, versus crypto.com, which is doing pretty good right now based on the latest news and the pump in their price. But they paid $700 million for naming rights of a stadium, and that was not very sticky at all.
That's what I was going to ask. Like, I was doing some research too. I couldn't find any other examples of any crypto projects doing direct mail. Yeah, I've seen naming of stadiums. You've got Bitcoin ATMs. You've got, of course, the FTX did a bunch of stuff too. Billboards. There's physical presence. The Coinbase Super Bowl QR code thing. I think something about that. I haven't seen any crypto project or company or otherwise do direct mail for onboard, which is maybe that's a part of the never before seen type of thing too. Okay, there's no example that I've seen of it so far.
Yeah,
but it's been very successful in other industries. You're saying though.
Well, yeah, well, for sure, right? And we just we know that it's successful based on the industry data, right? So let's see if we see the crossover. We see the crossover. You might be looking at another Harvard Review, type article for business. Where this, in 2 years from now, they're doing studies in master's classes, right? Talking about this.
Instead of just the hex tokenomics being studied, if PulseChain studied for this, unique, not limp D marketing campaign that's ultra successful, that's pretty cool. Like, I think citing sources for successful examples of things happening in different industries, I think that'd be a pretty cool thing to be studied. And hey, more free onboarding, right? People see that. Mm-hmm. Oh, cool. What's PulseChain? Harvard Review, or otherwise.
Yeah, I mean So I from my perspective, it's all positive, right? There's no negatives to this, because even if people bitch about it, and I don't know why people receiving it would bitch, but the community bitches about it, just creates more information out there. I don't know why the community wouldn't get behind something that even if one person comes on. So I think the community's going to get way behind this and really support it, because every person that comes in based on this is a positive for the network, right? Network growth.
I think it's just red candle syndrome. I can't think, there's no logical case to be made of why anyone wouldn't support Not you, like no one's asking, like there's no like, hey, you need to give us some money to do marketing. There is a community out there putting in hours and tirelessly to put all these things together with some generous donations, charities, like whatever's going on. And all you have to do is believe that it won't be a big failure, I guess, which is hard to do for I don't know what reason. Like, what is it that people need to like be like not even like just not negative about it? I don't know what it is. Like, you really think that it's going to fail in some way? Like, please tell me the thesis of how this could not be good for PulseChain.
Right. Well, it is good for PulseChain, right? And that's why we need
Obviously,
to keep
yeah.
we need to keep re-emphasizing it. And because in a vacuum, not getting information and not hearing about stuff, like people kind of get inside their own heads and they don't believe that good things can happen. They start going the other way, negativity. But with us working together as groups and as a community and talking about how marketing is obviously a really good thing, then of course let's support it. Let's go. But these are the reasons why it's good. Now, people can criticize stuff, right? But I mean, if you were to go online or go grab a textbook or go to Wikipedia, go to AI and say, hey, I want to market my company. This is one of the areas that'll come up, and it's got very clear information, right? There's companies that are tracking direct marketing for years, right? And this information's there. And so it's very easy to convince yourself that it's going to be super successful but based on the data. Of course, we're going to see what happens. Maybe the item won't be the right item. The next item will be something different. Don't know. But,
Yeah.
you were asking big picture, right? Direct mail is the higher ROI, right? Return on investment. People are coming in. This electronic thing has a longer lifespan, right? And the way that it's being done is being set up to be, Johnny Chaos kept saying this, to be a pipeline, long-term pipeline. Now, don't know what that means for sure, but the idea, I mean, the estimates that I had done to come up with 100 million TVL was month over month, this month, next month, another month, 200,000, 200,000, 200,000, all going to different people, different households. And then not to mention you have the global effort that is just beginning to gear up now, where I know I'm not, directly involved in that part, but I mean, you have the UK, you have Australia, and a lot of other places where this will be gearing up as well.
Yeah, I think at least on the community side, people are tired of being disappointed. They just think, hey, it's another thing that won't make the price go up, so I'm just going to be insta bearish on it. But like literally, if you listen to Crispy talk about these things, he has not said anything that has made me be like, oh, well, are you sure it'll work? It's like, yeah, this sounds like a great plan, a great the flexibility of having even testing different devices and stuff like that, if that's a thing too. A long-term be able to do it over, like, it's not just I wouldn't be surprised if this happens, if we go into next year and stuff just keep happening over and over and over with different sets of devices or whatever is going on. I don't know, but it's just like, why wouldn't this be this, hey, for at least the next 6 to 8 months or so, while it's alt season, why things are going well, you just keep onboarding more and more people with these devices via direct mail over time. And what's the better plan? I see plenty of criticism. What's the better plan? One point I want to bring up real quick to riff on is, this is a great one to talk about too. Trey Price. Thank you, Trey, for the comment. They don't know how direct mail works. People are getting something in the mail and instantly throwing money into it. It takes a lot of sending the same people or someone they know. So the point here, I guess the criticism here would be that the people organizing this, or like what we're supposed to believe is people are going to get this in the mail, what they're going to lock whatever device it is, and every single one of them is going to go buy PulseChain because of that. It doesn't have to be 100% effective. I think Crispy talked about what, like 5% is like a good number?
4.5% or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the number, so if it's 100% effective, like that's a dream. Like that's something we could that's not what anyone's talking about. If it's 5%, 4.5% effective, what does that mean? Can you remind everyone on that? Like how much, what does that mean for onboarding? If it's even just a fraction of, as
Well,
a
the high number was 7%, right? So if you got 7%, you use that number, it's a little more bullish, right? If we got 7% and we distribute, 200,000 of these devices per month over a year, the number comes up to be somewhere around 110 million TVL, assuming people came in with $500 a piece, right? Obviously, we don't know what all those numbers will really be, but I mean, that's the kind of, if you were building something like a marketing campaign for your business, corporate wise, you would be using this type of information to verify and get your budget allocated, right? You'd have to go get all this information because somebody would want to know, hey, what's it going to be like? What are we going to get for a return? And you would build it all out that way. So it could become very, very big based on all this.
And I just want it so tangibly so people can understand too. Right now, we've got almost 1.5 million active wallets, and the daily active wallets, which is a really important metric as well. We're around, we had 16K, 14K, 13K, so we're around 15K, 12 to 15K or so recently in the last couple months or whatever. So that number, like, what would you think if it was just averagely successful? I guess 4.5% is like average, maybe high number 7% or so of even the first round of these. Like, what are some of the metrics of success that you can think of that we could use to see this? Like,
yeah, I think slope wise, let me pull up my number that I have for them. Hold on 1 second on my screen. This way, I'll quote you what I was doing with it.
Gotcha. Because if we get like 25,000 active wallets, I mean, if we double active wallets in 6 months of marketing, like, that's pretty good. Like, that's, I'm just like throwing like just stuff out there top of my head, like doubling active wallets, coming up by whatever percentage. We see a lot more volume. Like, there's a lot of things you can measure it by.
Mm-hmm. Let's see where I put this thing. Hold on 1 moment.
And you'll see, I think especially if we're successful, you will see people tweeting and measuring and posting charts and seeing, here's when the mega marketing started. Here's where we are now. Look at the difference. Like, look, see, obviously it worked. Like that seems easy. Yeah. Or the other way around if it didn't work, but I'm pretty optimistic.
Yeah. So I think looking at the numbers that I have, I want to get one more on here. Gotta get the right slide up. All right, so if we're looking at the monthly effort, which is one single container.
You trying to share something, or were you just talking? Just let me know. I didn't know if you were reading something off the.
Oh yeah, I'm just reading off.
Okay, all right. Sorry, go ahead.
I thought it was frozen for a second. All right, so one container per month. Just give you numbers. So one container goes out per month. You may see between 4,800 and 19,000 new users in that month. Now, it's marketing, right? So it could be carried over. There'd be a ramp up, but attributed to that month. So anywhere, say, you round it off, 5,000 to 20,000 more people. So that would be 5,000 to 20,000 more wallets. And so how many wallets did you add in a month on this? Well, this is active, yeah.
Yeah. This is total active wallets. So if we go to total wallets, yeah, there's around almost 1.5 million right now.
Yeah. How many are getting added per month?
Per month,
just pick a month and then we'll go backwards.
Oh, okay. Let's see where we have August. Let's look at August. So we had 1.4, so around 30,000.
So 30,000. So you're talking about every month being able to potentially add, 20,000 more. So increasing over 50% the rate of new ads into the chain. Yeah. Now,
that's people too, not bots, right? Like that's right. What, say active wallets is going to be deceiving because
all of this is, plus how many of us, some of us use multiple addresses. So,
yeah. But that's what you're talking. I just want to be clear for people out there. This will be like a much more meaningful addition to that number, which hopefully will turn around and engage active wallets number up too. So maybe it'll add,
You
hopefully
might end up
a percentage.
with double or triple, based on that type of stuff. In the end, we're going to have to wait and see what it ends up being. How
But
many people.
can we go through the scenario to just people visual? I really just don't think people are thinking that much about it. They're kind of just like, oh, why would like prove to me this will work when it's I think it's much easier to understand it and to see some optimism in it if you look at the process of it happening. So, for example, whenever it kicks off, quote 2 more weeks, whenever it happens, mailers go out, people start getting the mail, 2 or 3 days later, I guess. And then over time, like when you open it, so say if you got one in the mail, there's this PulseChain gradient letter thing, like we still don't know. I'm just guessing here on that. I'm just whatever's happening. I think Richard's talked about like, what kind of colors will look good or something. You get this beautiful package. You get this beautiful postcard looking size package. I forgot the dimensions. It is bigger than a postcard, right? It's not like actual postcard. It's the dimensions are, I forget what they are, but they're larger than postcard. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so probably, I don't know, 50% larger than a postcard, whatever dimensions Richard posted before. So you get this package, beautiful package. You're like, whoa, this looks, what is this? Like, hey, it's got your, and you open it, or you set it to the side, whatever you get time, you open it. And here's this device. Maybe there's a card in it. Maybe there's a note. We don't know. Don't have all those details yet, but you open it up. There's maybe a note, maybe not. There's electronic device of some sort. And you look at it and, we don't, whatever kind of advertising it's on it, whatever call to action or not that's there, I imagine it'd be something that leads back to coming to PulseChain in some way. So you got this device. It's not, again, this is not a magazine. This is an electronic device of some sort. If you got something in the mail, no matter what it was from, it was some, people get stuff in the mail probably pretty regularly. And it's a scam, it's some advertisement, it's blah, blah, blah. And you toss it immediately. But I can't remember ever getting anything that had a battery in it. And if I did, I'm trying to think what I would do if I got it and it was literally like this functional thing I could do something with. I just can't think I would put it in the trash. Like if worst case, I would put it in a pile of stuff I'm not interested in, or I would put it to like a giveaway pile, or I would, it makes people think like you got to have a plan with it, because if you don't just throw it away, especially, if you're where, different people at different places where they have different, regulations and stuff around throwing electronic stuff away versus paper versus recycle, all that stuff too. That could factor into it too. But it's not this, hey, it's a paper thing I can just toss away. It is, I got to have a plan to do something with this thing. And that is the worst case scenario. If they're not actually interested in seeing what is this thing from, where is it from? Why would they send me this? Like, what did I sign up for? Oh, this is, this is actually kind of cool. That's like the worst case scenario. Best case, take us to the best case, Crispy. Like, what are they, what, if you got one of those devices and you didn't know anything about it, what is the optimistic case of like, oh, okay, well, let me go look these people up. Like, what is this thing? Okay.
That's the optimistic case, right? The optimistic case is they're going to go look at the website. They're going to be interested in crypto, and they're going to be able to become onboarded, into crypto. That's the most optimistic case, right? Somebody sees it right away, they go look, and they take action. And then because it's the type of item that we're talking about, like you said, what they have found is that people consider them to be gifts, and if they have functionality, utility, they don't throw them away. They either keep them or they give them to somebody else in their family or a friend, right?
That's great. Sorry, one point on that. I think that's the gift thing, because now it just popped in my mind. Like, what if you receive something from a local automotive place, or it's like some kind of keychain or some sort of, like, not electronic device, it's some sort of just like thing that you have around the house that you would use and all that stuff. If you receive something that looks like it came from a business that is useful in some way, it's like immediately you're going to be curious about it, right? Like if you don't know anything else about it, you never heard of it, you're going to be curious about it. Let alone if you already into crypto and you know something about it. And we could talk about haters posting pictures of it, asking how dare they, Richard talked about too, how dare they send me this stuff. But like just the fact that you receive a gift, I think that's very important. Everyone, imagine you receive what you perceive to be a gift. That is an advertisement, that you could frame it as an advertisement, but it feels like a gift. What would you do with it? You probably wouldn't you'd probably look at it at least more than once. But go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, I think that's the framing of that is really good, right? That because they will think it's a gift. And now I don't know what the hell other people are thinking. Like I see crazy people talking about hardware wallets being sent out. Would I like that? Sure, it'd be funny, fun. I would like one, but nobody loaded up a C-van full of hardware wallets loaded with crypto, right? Didn't happen, right? The C-van would never make it. And it's probably not going to be like a $500 item, guys, right? I mean, anybody who's been to a conference before knows the kind of level of things that get given out, So how much does it cost? I don't know, but we're going to find out. It almost doesn't matter what the item is. What matters is that the people keep it, similar to what Frank was saying, because it's got a battery, it's got some sort of utility. Right? They don't know that you and I have this expectation that it should be some huge, freaking shiny object, right? They're getting it out of the blue, cold. Like here's something for you, and if they like it and they keep it, then it's great because then they use it and then they see the name, 3 times a day.
Well, and I just want to remind everyone too, we're trying to, help you paint the case that this will work. There's, billionaire genius founder guy, if he had any kind of idea or input or otherwise on this thing, do you think he'd be tweeting about it as much if he didn't think it would work too? So I haven't met a lot of people smarter than Richard Hart. I just want to throw that out there. And if he's betting big on something like this, if he's supporting it as much, kind of feel like you should give it a chance, even if you've been holding and my bag's been down for a while. The guy, like if this fails, like what's next, right? Like what's the I don't see him be like,
it's not going to fail. There's no failure in this.
But there's no backup. There's no oh, this is one ideal I have and hopefully it works. Bro, there's vans going around picking stuff up and delivering mail and like all that. Like it's just or getting it to a place to deliver mail. I don't know how it works. I'm not part of logistics, but it's like give it a little bit of a chance here. Come on, based on the reputation of a guy who doesn't bet on things that lose.
Yeah. It's common, man.
Great one from Franklin. I just want to speak to this too. I've heard devices aren't that impressive looking, but I think it doesn't matter because it has a battery, meaning it'll look different than other mail. People keep it. Again, if you get this PulseChain looking, this cool gradient looking thing in the mail, it's going to feel like a gift. It's not going to feel like an advertisement. So I don't know why it's like this instant, like people are going to throw it away. It's hard to throw away. And why would they throw it? I wanted somebody to make the case of why they would throw it away. Somebody make a case, chat. Make a case for why someone would throw something, a beautiful looking package, away first when they first get it before opening it. Then secondarily, make a case they would throw it away after they open it if they receive something that looks of value. I want to hear the case. I haven't heard the case. I can't make the case for it. It doesn't make any sense. That from what
I can't. I'm sure listen. Some people will do that, right? I mean, things will get lost, whatever. But I mean, it's hard for me to like conceptualize what something similar would be from my past. But there was a time we didn't all have cell phones, and what was really popular was to give people, businesses to give people calculators with your logo on it, right? And I kept that on my desk forever, man. And I felt bad about I felt bad about throwing it out, right? Because until we didn't need calculators, like most people watching this probably don't even use a calculator, right? You just use your phone. Got a calculator built into it. Well, we didn't used to have cameras and shit like that built into our phone. All right, so it's something of that type of utility, but yeah, if I had gotten that and picked it up, I wasn't throwing it out, but I didn't keep some of the other trinkets and stuff. I mean, how many pins can I take that are brand pins? I mean, I'm not working for TGI Friday, so, or whatever restaurant that still does brand pins and all this collection stuff. So,
but yeah,
I'm with you. It's all positive, man.
That's another good one too from Trey. Simply, they don't know who it's from. I think speaking to why would they throw it away?
Yeah.
I can't imagine getting a package, a beautiful looking. It's like what if Apple sends me a pack? What if Google sends me a package? And I know that's brain recognition. I know like okay, automatically trust because it's a known thing. I just can't imagine getting a package that looks like it's from a legit company or it looks like it's like this like nice looking thing and being like, yeah, I don't care about that. I'm just gonna throw it away. I cannot put that in the place of like going to be a common thing to do for people. Because again, if you feel like you're receiving a gift, you have two things that I think get triggered. One is you want to open it because you're curious. What is it? No matter who it's from, like what is it? So the what is it thing. And two, it's almost like the reciprocity of like, oh, if someone gave me something, at least I, owe them the ability to, take a look at it and decide what I want to do there. So maybe that would be triggered as well. But I just can't imagine just like throwing away a beautiful looking package. Again, assumption, it's going to look beautiful. It's going to be valuable. It's going to go to people who are not I don't know if it's going to the wealthiest people. I don't know who it's going to, but I imagine that's probably a thing too that it's going to be known to go to people who are going to make wiser decisions with gifts they receive in the mail. I would think.
Yeah. Well, and I just zoomed back out on this. I told everybody as we did this one, right? I questioned whether this was a good idea. And everything I can find, if I approached it, maybe everybody didn't go to college or school or whatever, but if you approach it like you're researching a business, go check out what the numbers say. I mean, how else would you try to market, right? And so if there's a better way, come up with it and bring it out. But this seems like it's gonna be the best way to market. We don't know what the final results will be, but I think it's going to be positive, and we're going to monitor it and see, right? And with it, and there's something about quantity, being able to get enough quantity out there in front of enough people that you can spark something viral. And I, for one, am just saying that I'm going to support the effort, right? Actively, rather than just sitting around being like, oh, a bunch of people posted negative stuff. I'm going to answer and say, no, you're wrong about it. That this is, I mean, I guess you could just deny any of the marketing reports that are out there and all the rest, but I mean, they're out there for a reason. People in business are doing this stuff all the time, and they're spending millions of dollars. And this looks like a really good way to spend money.
I think too that it's hard for people to wrap their head around it because it's never been done before marketing. Like this isn't something they've never gotten a gift in the mail before either. Like I can't think, I don't remember ever getting a shiny package of a gift from a place before. So I don't have an experience to map to it to tell you like the feeling of it. But I can imagine how I'd feel today. If you just imagine you get it from anywhere else, like literally, your car shop down the street or some tech company sends you something, whatever it is, it's like, it's not going in the trash for me. Like, I'm like, okay, I'll open it up, I'll look at it. Okay, it's this branded thing that I'm not interested in. Okay, I'll throw it. I'm not the average person though either. So I'm probably less curious. I'm like more have a avoiding spam mindset type of than most other people too. So I have to like be a little flexible there. But I would at least be curious about it, and I would at least feel like the need. I'd be compelled to take a look into whatever it is. And literally, even if I don't like it, I would probably still Google the name. Oh, PulseChain. I'll Google the name, whatever it is, if I didn't know who it's from, and just be like, are they sending these devices out? Like, what's going on? Like, literally being skeptical. We could get people in who are skeptical just because they're curious about what the hell this thing is. Like, the possibilities are endless with this stuff. Like, come on, everyone. Like, just the words we're saying make sense, right? Like, they make sense. I feel like they make sense, Crispy.
It makes sense to me, dude. But it is, marketing's always a risk anyways. I mean, you never know what the final results will be, and we're just gonna have to monitor it and see. And see what happens. You'll see it in the numbers. It'll be hard to kind of like quantify it because I don't know if they're actually doing QRs that will track individuals and that type of stuff. And maybe they are, but
It'd be good to get some metrics.
Yeah, because you have the kind of metric. But I mean, it's again about getting deeper into each person's mind, into their heads, and doing it repetitively, and then being able for them to be able to cross-reference it. Like, dude, nobody, like, even when we go back to 2017 or so, I think that's when this happened. Nobody was talking about XRP, right? And I'm in XRP. I knew about it, and I've got it, right? And all of a sudden, my cousin's like calling me on the phone. You see CNBC? They're talking about this great new thing. He wouldn't talk to me about Bitcoin, right? But he was like, they were talking about XRP, and all of a sudden, you put two and two together, and just because it was there. And so imagine one of these people sees PulseChain, and then they just happen to be watching, television, and somebody talks about PulseChain. Holy crap, right? It's Richard before the troubles, right? He got onto Fox News, didn't he? I don't think he got on
CNBC. I remember that.
Yeah. Right. I mean, so all of a sudden, two and two together, right? I mean, there are a lot of degens out there in TradFi, man. they're watching these shows to decide what they're going to buy the next morning. All right. So anyways, there's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot more money in the world than we could ever put into PulseChain. And so it's a matter of getting that information out.
Great comment here from Suzy Q that I think brings up a good point. You keep it until you figure it out, and that takes months. It made me think of, even if, so let's assume, I don't know what percentage to assume is a good percentage that won't be thrown away immediately. Well, I say it's high, but won't be thrown away even over time.
That's not even something you need to worry about. I mean, even though they do track it and they say that 80% of the people keep them.
80%. There you go. That's so 20%.
Even though they say that, what really matters is the conversion rate. Yeah, the customer acquisition.
Well, the point I was going to make on this is that even though they don't get rid of them, they may sit there for a while. They may be given, a friend maybe come by, oh, what's this thing? I don't know. Yeah, you want it? I get, and then boom, they just onboard somebody else perhaps too.
Yeah. Well, let's make a new term. We'll call it legacy marketing. You send stuff to boomers so they give it to their grandkids. How you doing legacy marketing?
Right? Yeah, because there could be a lag effect on the chart. There could be the number could go up over time, and because of that, it doesn't mean we're going to see the numbers immediately. It could happen over time because of passing it around and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think as we get closer to this 2 more weeks, I think it'll be sooner than 2 more weeks, but I'm about done talking to inside the community about it. I don't know what else I personally can do. I got streams up. I spoke to you. I spoke to these other shows. Other people are picking up the mantle. They're grabbing the information, sharing it out too. So I'll be focusing on switching over to streams for the new people to pick up the products. That's what I would encourage others to do. Get yourself educated about what this effort will be. Soon we'll know the item, and then you can start reaching out to people about, if you're a streamer or something, right? Do streams about, so you received this electronic device from PulseChain. What's next? And bring them in, right? And help them out. And I know there's other people like Tam, and I know you, and RG3's talking about it too. Is like, when they come, how do you help them?
Yeah, I mean, maybe we got to start going to the town square, like physical, set up booth instead of debate me. Yes, debate booth would be fun too. But PulseChain stores, supermarkets like the Girl Scouts selling cookies out there, but we got a PulseChainHex.com booth. Traditional. What if we go real traditional marketing? What about that?
What's that? 100K right there? Those look like 10,000 stacks.
I would like this liquidity to find its way in PulseChain as well. I would like to see that especially from onboarding.
Now, that's got to be more than which one? What are the stacks? What do you think they are?
I could give it a day and see.
It depends.
I don't often look at plastic wrap money too often, so it's hard for me to think.
Yeah.
I want to say 100 grand each. Is that too much? I would guess 100 grand.
I would have guessed 10, man, but somebody else with
10 to 100. It's got to be one of those.
It's hard. Well, listen, it's kind of hard to scale it because it's sitting on a car seat or something. But I'm thinking that that's 100 grand total. Yeah.
I would chat. Let us know. I think, I would go with 100 grand. You don't have to do You don't have to donate any vans. You don't have to. You can. There's lots of different ways to market PulseChain. Got a couple examples of people out there doing getting a lot of eyeballs. Immortal has a lot of apparently very popular posts as well. 100,000 eyes on impressions on some of the stuff. No paid ads, no shilling, just facts, truth, charts. So you can get out there and say interesting things that people want to hear that promote PulseChain and get eyeballs on the content. That is possible. People are doing it right now. They're doing it. And one other one I think is really good from Super Hex Win. He does a lot of great work out there.
Yeah, he does.
Has been blowing up TikTok stuff for a while. This one, almost 400K people discovered PulseChain from a single TikTok. The video pulled in over 1 million views, but I'm only counting the ones who watched it all the way through. What's even crazier, the comments were full of people asking where to buy Pulse. You do the work. What are we doing right now? We're doing the work.
You do the work.
You can go out there and do the work too.
I think, something we could do, maybe you'll be interested in working with me on this. I think we pick a day every month for Creation Day, Creator Day. We'll come up with a better name. But, if all these people, particularly the negative ones, go ahead and create a TikTok. It only takes 20 seconds, right?
Not a bad idea.
Tag it up. Let's flood it, man. We'll flood the system. Talk about getting hundreds and thousands of TikToks up, YouTube shorts. Don't have to be crazy. Don't have to be like, don't have to be like you're the best ever. Just get your opinions and thoughts out there. You don't even have to show your face. You put a slide up. People do that crap all over. Put a picture of puppies. Put breasts up on there. People will read what's there, right? Whatever it is. But anyways, if we could do some organization like that, try to make an impact as well and support Super Hex Win.
I could see a stream that's just literally how to make a TikTok, and then we just have you, me, other people on the stream just to go through how to make a TikTok. What are the show examples like this? How you can be seen? How you can make because TikTok is one of the platforms now that's not banned that is really interesting. Where what is it? The whole ideal is that you can. Each video is at least seen one time by somebody. I think that's at least the original idea. I was watching some documentary or something on it. I think the original idea was no matter how many followers you had, no matter what it was, if you send a video, it would be pushed to at least one person, and then they could share it. And it could be more people and stuff too. But that was I think one of the, if I remember, one of the foundational ideas. Yeah. So that's a great place for new people to start, right?
Yeah. And it's you get a lot bigger reach than you might think. Like my kid did one. I say kid, 30-year-old, and he was just doing one on some random topic, whatever. It got like 250,000 views and went viral for a little bit. Because just like everybody else, just like you, right? I go look at. I'm not always looking at TikTok, but these shorts pop up, and I'm like, "What the hell is that?" And I click it. I go look at it, right? So,
what the hex?
What the hex is that?
Shout out to what the hex. Yeah. We're gonna wrap up here. Just got a couple more I want to go through. Pretty fun. Tom Lee said I watched some mainstream crypto. I watch like 5 minutes per day. I try to minimize it because it's full of ads and garbage, but a lot of times. But I saw recently that Tom Lee says Ethereum 5,500K in the next couple of weeks. It is not 5,500K today. It's 4,000 something, I imagine. Maybe 12K by end of year. Yeah, I think he did say 10 to 12K or something he was talking about. And this is not some before I was like, I know he was just a comment. He was like this bullish commentator on CNBC. Now, if you go to ETH Strategic Reserve.
By the way, those are my numbers as well. Very close.
You're getting into it too fast. I was going to ask you what do you concur, but yeah, this guy Bitmine, I think he's a guy behind Bitmine, right? He's like one of the founders or something. And he's not just some guy. He has almost $8 billion worth of Ethereum right now. So if he says these things, I take it a little bit more seriously than a lot of people. And Crispy agrees with him. Sounds like as well.
Well, because I do my own charts, right? And they're not TA charts, but more like that GRM, the golden ratio. And right now, where we are, if we are able to regain our pass through this little bit of resistance, I haven't checked the charts today. The target is clear to right around 5,600. And then if you look at what the top was last time, if we were to see like some sort of a blast off the, boom, ETH hits the top, it's going to be around 12K. The longer it takes, the higher it'll be. And so so if we see an extension into 26, it go as high as 34. So my optimum range that I think it'll go to is between 20 and 34, but we'll see.
And the second part of this question, will it be a Merry Christmas for PulseChain? What do you think?
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
I concur. I think so too.
And then like Charles says in the chat, you could always just like kick the can down the road and come back to 29. That's all.
Well, there's a great one to wrap up on that one. I did a poll. Chat, I need your help on this one. What's in your crystal ball for the next 6 months for the PulseChain community? Are we going Lambo or food stamps? Tell me, chat. Right now. Pay attention, chat. I know you're there. First one gets it. I'm gonna post your comment. I'll click the button. We'll get to see the percentage of what the community thinks. Crispy, your commentary.
I want both because I like free stuff and my Lambo.
You want free Lambos. That's what you're going with.
Food stamps and Lambos.
Yeah. Socialist.
Okay.
I thought you were a capitalist.
We
got Lambo for the next one, though, is 80 food stamps, 80%. Did you already click it? Did they turn into a troll poll? Oh, man. All right, I'm going Lambo. Food stamps is currently winning 56%. Oh, God. Is this the sentiment of the community right now?
That's good because it's the opposite is what happens, right? So
is that the thing? Well, I mean, it could be literally, unfortunately, it might be true because many people could wreck themselves in the next 6 months and not get that Lambo. That's true. But boy, I'm excited for Christmas time. I'm not looking for the next 2 weeks. I'm looking for the next 6 months. I think here going into fall and then going into spring, mega marketing popping off. Hopefully we're getting millions of devices to people, building up the PulseChain, bringing new people in, new ideas, new amazing stuff. And I am just not going to believe that this campaign is going to fail or not be effective. I think it's going to be great. So we got a lot of good people working on it.
Yeah, the smart business people I know are all saying it's going to work. So let's get.
What do they know, Crispy? What do they know? Smart business people. That's all you got. You got smart business people. You got lots of people who actually contribute in the community saying that it's a good idea. You've got a rich billionaire genius founder guy, tweeting about it all the time. What do you mean we've got a chance?
Got a chance, man. We'll
Konnichiwa!
Konnichiwa!
That's loud. Woo.
Flexible bit, man. Flexible.
Tell your story. Tell your story, man.
I'm just speaking my truth right now, Crispy. I'm excited about this.
Speaking your truth.
Had to konnichiwa real quick. Sorry about that. No warning. No warning. Konnichiwas will happen until the sentiment improves. All right. Crispy, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for working on this stuff.
Yeah, thank you.
For informing the people.
You too, boss, man. This is good. We're getting there.
Good stuff. Good stream.
Soon.
Appreciate
we'll be crispy. We'll be crispy.
We'll be toasty. Just being. I don't know. Whatever your dream is, hopefully that comes true for you out there. Maddest of gains, Lambos, not food stamps. That could whatever your bar is. Let's get it done. So that is all we have for you today. Scivive 5555. You're getting a 10,000x song right now.
X is complete. Project not complete. They're not the same thing. Promise returns and go build something. How much X is Bitcoin up now? 1,000x over a penny. Who's designed to replace fiat currency? Back to the 10,000x. Smart fucker I am. Everyone else cries and whines like a little bitch. 1,000x over a penny. Who's designed to replace fiat currency? Back to the 10,000x. Smart fucker I am. Well, then it was fucking designed. 10,000x, it's impossible. How can he do that? Listen, you stupid fucks. Everything else is up higher. Bitcoin to 2 million x. $1,500 fucking dollars.